Okay, there we are. Welcome everyone to my 21-day challenge webinar. It is called TLS Weight Loss Solution, but I actually call it Wellness Solution. We do have some past participants and some new participants joining us today, and I'm just excited to talk about this. It's a program I believe in. It's a program I follow myself, and I encourage everyone to follow this occasionally, whether they're looking to lose weight or not, because it just helps you be healthy. So I am going to just get right to the PowerPoint, to the presentation. And I do want to tell you, this is not so much about prepping you for the 21 days as it is to explain why it's so important, why we need to cleanse and detox on a regular basis, why it's very important to correct our metabolism, and how we can do this in just 21 days with this TLS weight loss solution. Oh, great. How's that forwarding? There we go. This is what started it all, my family. Just to give you a little bit of background, I was, and how and why I believe in this so much. I was pregnant with this one here when I was almost 40 years old, and I had gestational diabetes. So I learned about blood sugars and regulating blood sugars and how to eat so as not to create an insulin response. And the result was a 9-pound baby, but I had only gained 25 pounds. I was in the best shape ever. I had energy. I felt great. And it was because I was regulating my blood sugars. But at the time, I didn't know that. And I didn't understand the other health ramifications or benefits from eating a diet that keeps your blood sugars regulated. I don't believe in diets. I do believe in healthy eating. And because of that, I was hesitant to learn about TLS when it was first introduced to me. I'm not a fan of weight loss programs. No offense to any of them out there, but they are not designed for fat loss. They're designed for weight loss, something that reflects on the scale. And usually that means you're losing muscle mass. And I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. But my point is this, is I was very resistant. But when I learned that it was all based on regulating your blood sugars, and that by doing so, you're in a constant state of fat burning, allowing your body to have a higher muscle to fat ratio, therefore raising your metabolism, it explained why I felt so healthy. And this was something that I feel everybody needs to understand. I also talk a lot about, our food sources and our lifestyle. So I'm going to get into that. But really, my passion for all of this is to educate. I wanted to be healthy for my family. I was older when I had my kids. I wanted them to be healthy and for all of us to live a long, healthy life. And so that's what started this all. Now I'm passionate about educating people and getting people healthy and having people call me and say, oh my gosh, I've never felt better and look better. The goal is to feel better. The bonus is that you look better. The bonus is that you're smaller, leaner. It's all the other stuff. Honestly, those are the reasons I want you to do it. Because here, I'm going to say it now. I'll probably say it again. I say it all the time. I would rather be larger, a larger size, and fit and lean and healthy and have energy and feel good and have quality of life than to be a skinny size 2 noodle that has no muscle mass and no energy and is really just a skinny fat person. So that's what this is about. It's not about size. It's about being the best, healthiest you can be. All right, someone just texted me that they can't open the Zoom link. So here's where the education starts. I'm going to turn this off, right, so I don't hear it, because otherwise I'm going to be distracted, and we can't have that. Okay. There are 2 principles to optimal health, and that's what the real goal is. And it's cleansing and detoxifying our bodies and feeding and nourishing. Our lifestyles and our food sources just do not support either of these basic principles. So we need to do more. We need to be proactive. Just to touch on this a little bit, I don't have to tell you that the majority of Americans' lifestyles are more sedentary. We're sitting in front of screens, looking at screens. If it's not a computer screen, it's a phone screen or a TV screen. And we have to be very proactive and very committed to exercise. Exercise is not the same as activity. We have to be active, running around doing things, but we also have to have time set aside to push our bodies to its limits. And that's where the exercise comes in. And I'm going to tell you, so I'm going to say about exercise and fitness right now, even though I'm a fan, that's not my specialty. This is my thing, nutrition, and feeding and nourishing the body and cleansing and detoxifying it. But I will tell you, exercise is the fountain of youth. Exercise is a thing that's going to keep you alive and vibrant forever. Exercise is what's going to get you playing on the floor with your kids and grandkids and being able to get up again. But you can exercise all you want. If you are not taking care of your body, if you're not nourishing your body and getting the toxins out, that exercise isn't going to do you as much good as it should. So it all starts with our digestive system. And if you've seen this webinar before, you've heard this. If you haven't, hopefully this is news to you, and I don't want to be condescending, but let's just kind of talk about it. A perfect digestive system eliminates food shortly after it's been consumed. And you know this if you've ever had a baby or fed a baby, you feed it and it poops right away, poops out that previous meal, the prior meal. Well, as we age and as we start eating compromised food sources, our digestive system starts to fail. And this, gosh, I mean, everybody these days has digestive problems, for crying out loud. If it's not reflux or GERD or, some more people are in the waiting room. Let me admit them. Got a couple. There we go. But we know people are suffering with digestive issues because over-the-counter products are being sold like crazy, and Tums, for crying out loud. I mean, that actually just destroys your digestive system even more. So let's not get into all that. Let's talk about our digestive system. And then before I move on, I will talk a little bit about how our food sources have changed. I talked how our lifestyles are a little sedentary, but we need to still talk about those food sources. So here's how the digestive system works. It all starts in the mouth when you even think about eating food, because if you're thinking about food right now, you're salivating, and there are very strong digestive enzymes in that saliva. That starts the process. Second step is to start chewing. Obviously, you're going to mush up that food. Swallowing takes it down. Let's see if you can see my little arrow down into the stomach. Your stomach is supposed to be the only acidic place in your body, and that's where stomach acids get released, and they digest your food into an isotonic capable solution called chyme, and that's spelled CHYME. And when I say isotonic solution, that means that your stomach, your body recognizes this solution as a bodily fluid, same pH as your blood, sweat, and tears. So then when that happens, there's a little valve here. It's called the pyloric valve. That pops open, and when that opens up, all this isotonic fluid, the chyme, flows through into all of these here, the small intestine. And as it's flowing through the small intestine, there's these little finger-like substances called microvilli, and they are like little straws. They're going to suck all the nutrients out of your food sources. And what's left is waste. It's going to go into the large colon, and then it's going to come out, and you're going to have a bowel movement. But we are making this, what's supposed to be a simple digestive process, very, very difficult. And now I'm going to talk about those food sources. We're consuming mostly processed foods. You know, even people like me, like I live, sleep, eat, and breathe this, and I try my best to eat well, and it is hard. I want to say something right now, because I mentioned we have some past participants and some new participants viewing today. The reason past participants go through this again is not because the system has failed them. It's because we as human beings are lazy and are creatures of habit. Other diets actually do fail us because they promote muscle loss instead of fat loss. But with this system, we promote fat loss, not muscle loss. But there are things that we have to do to continue that process. And one of them is eating well. Now, I'm not saying starving. You're going to find out that we eat a lot. I mean, I'm talking a lot. I have people calling me and saying, I can't eat this much. So it's about eating good foods. The problem is it takes preparation, and it takes discipline, and it takes planning. And most of us are so busy, we haven't learned how to fit that into our life on a regular basis. As soon as we can do that, we're ahead of the game. The other thing is the minute we stop that discipline and we stop planning, we stop preparing, these processed foods get back into our systems, and they are filled with sugar and chemicals and other toxins. And a lot of it is so processed, they're void of fiber. We as humans are supposed to be consuming 30 grams of fiber a day, and the average American consumes between 7 and 12 grams of fiber. You guys, that's just not enough. It's the fiber that pushes everything through and keeps our digestive system clean, the microvilli flowing and healthy. So we need to get rid of these over-processed foods that are just gunking up our system. It can't get through. It's like paste. What do you get when you mix flour and water? You get paste. It's sticking to our colon. And even if you're eliminating, I'm promising you, you are not eliminating all the food you're consuming throughout the day, because if you aren't eating 30 grams of fiber, your body can't do it. And this is where I think the education is so important. I need you guys to really understand and embrace these facts, these realities, and that if you don't embrace them and you don't do something about them, you are compromised. So in addition to our diets being processed and full of toxins and sugar, which is a drug, a silent one because you don't feel the effects of it, and it's in everything, and it is addictive. And we're fiber free. Our food also just doesn't have the nutrients it used to have. Our fruits and vegetables are not being farmed the same way. We're not rotating crops. They're being picked before they're ripe. They're sitting in trucks and shelves, and they're ripening on a shelf, so that doesn't increase nutrient value. It just makes them older. You know this is true if you've ever traveled abroad and eaten their fruits and vegetables and then come back here and find ours just tasteless. So our fruits and vegetables are compromised. We aren't fortifying the soils with all the nutrients we fortified them with before. In fact, we're doing the exact opposite. We're using less nutrients, and we're using more pesticides and more chemicals. Individually, these chemicals are proven to not be harmful, but these cocktails that they're making and the Roundup, look, don't get me even started on that. You can do your own research, but seriously, folks, you must ask yourself, you have to ask yourself why everyone in the world is having that, or let's say America, I'm exaggerating. Other parts of the world aren't nearly as unhealthy as we are. Digestive issues. Why so many people have allergies and asthma? What about autoimmune diseases? What about infertility? What about anxiety and depression in our youth? These aren't things that are just reserved for old people like me. I don't know how old y'all are watching this, but kids are suffering, and it's because we aren't feeding them. So I want us as adults to know this. We need to pay it forward to young parents so they start feeding their children real food, stay away from this processed stuff, this fake food, and give their kids a chance so they aren't depressed, they don't have anxiety, they aren't obese, they are lean, and they are active, and they are cleansing, sorry, and detoxifying and feeding and nourishing. Oh, it's so important. And breakfast is the most important thing. And we're going to talk a little bit about this, how we can't be starting our days with carbs like toast and stuff like that. Getting off on a tangent, back on track. Here's our digestive system. Told you how it worked. Because we are compromised, those little microvilli that I talked about, which are supposed to look like this, free flowing, that our isotonic food solution is flowing through, and they're sucking those nutrients out, look like this. Yours probably looked like this. You know what? I eat well. Mine probably look like it, especially now. I went on a cruise, and see, here's what happens. You can be healthy and go on vacation and indulge just a little bit. And you're like, you know what? I'll just indulge a little bit. Well, then you get back, and it's like, well, the holidays are around the corner. I'll wait until after the holidays. Oh, New Year's is around the corner. I'll wait till after New Year's. You know, there's always a better time, always a better time. Well, this is it, you guys. We are starting January 6th. At least I am. And anybody who wants to join me, I'm going to clear out those microvilli. All that fiber we're going to be consuming is going to be like little toothbrushes in there, getting that gunk out, setting them free. We're going to flood our bodies with nutrients and nourishment. And those microvilli are going to suck them up and nourish our bodies. We're going to get the toxins out. We're going to get the poop out. We're going to get all that waste out. And we're going to nourish our bodies. And we are going to turn into lean, mean, fat-burning machines in 21 days. Now, it doesn't end there. That's where the 21-day challenge ends, but I am offering to continue education for 4 to 8 weeks after that for anybody who wants to stick with it, because you can't learn everything you need to know. Well, you could go through all 12 weeks in 21 days, and I encourage you to. But being accountable and having a team of people that are on the same journey you are really helps you stick to it. And although you're going to get great results in 21 days, to continue to educate yourself and gradually introduce other foods back into your diet till you feel like you can eat anything except high glycemic foods, which I'll talk about in a second, is really the key to success. 12 weeks will do it for you for sure. Talked about this already, why we're compromised. We eat processed white food lots of sugar and very little fiber, and we just don't eat enough clean foods and raw fruits and vegetables, which are full of fiber. Now, I don't like reading slides, but I am going to read this one because it's important. Not only does all of this compromise our ability to eliminate all that waste, which is creating more toxins in our body, and compromise our ability to absorb nutrition, which therefore in turn compromises endurance during workout. You don't have the stamina. It compromises recovery after workouts or for injuries, any type of injury. You slip, you twist an ankle, whatever. You're inflamed constantly. It also creates an acidic environment in our body. And that's a breeding ground for inflammation and disease. In order to be free of disease and free of inflammation, we cannot feed it with acidic foods. We want a nice pH balanced environment in our body, except for that little stomach. So honest to God, see what I mean about this? This is a wellness program. This isn't just about weight loss, or what I like to say, fat loss or metabolism correction, although that's the big bonus. And here it is, TLS Wellness Solutions. I would rebrand this in a minute if I could. And it really is living a lifestyle for optimal health. That's the key. We focus on 4 components: science-based approach to wellness, which results in some fat loss; low glycemic impact eating, which I'll talk about; body composition, higher muscle to fat ratio; science-based supplementation. Key to this, our bodies are not nourished by food alone. And when people say they don't believe in vitamins, I'm like, well, you don't have to. It's not a religion. This is science. You read any article, any wellness article, and they're going to tell you our food is compromised. And then education. If you don't see value in this, you're not going to do it, and it's not going to work. You have to understand how and why this is important, and why you need to do this, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones. Because once you feel the results, and once you see that it's not difficult to eat well and nourish yourself, that you aren't going to have cravings, you aren't going to feel deprived, you're going to tell the people you care about, and you're going to help them be healthy. So let's talk about low glycemic impact eating, because this is really the key. And this is what I related to when I went to my first thing, kicking and screaming, but understood it from being gestationally diabetic. Low glycemic eating is eating foods that do not spike your blood sugars, which are going to be high glycemic index foods, are anything sugary and simple carbs, anything with no fiber: bread, pasta, rice, white potatoes, anything mushy, like I said, with no fiber or high in sugar. You consume those. I have to check the time because I need to stay on time. Sorry. Okay, and I'm doing okay. Anytime you consume something high glycemic, you get a blood sugar spike. So that's where this red is. And then you get an insulin response, and you are automatically in fat storage. Now the insulin's going to eat that sugar up, and your blood sugars are going to drop. And now you're going to have a blood sugar dip. You're going to crave, you're still in fat storage, and you're going to put anything in your mouth that's going to raise your blood sugar because you want to feel good again. Because that insulin gives you some instant energy. But man, when it eats up that sugar, you are tired. Whoop. What you want to do is eliminate these spikes and crashes, and you do that by eliminating high glycemic impact foods. When you do this, your blood sugars stay regulated. You have no spikes. It just keeps going right here. Now, in the beginning, you might go like this, but it's not going to be as severe. But the goal is to get from here to here to maybe here, where it's just ebbing and flowing. And then just like a kid, if you're at a party, you eat some cake, you're going to get a spike. You're going to get a crash, but now you're going to recognize it. And instead of eating something that spikes again, you're going to eat something that brings you back into fat storage. Your body, you will learn how to correct this instantly when you indulge. But here's the goal. We want to get those blood sugars level so you have constant energy, you don't have cravings, and you're in a constant state of fat burning. So unlike weight loss programs, which focus on weight, and you lose muscle, which reflects greatly on the scale, we focus on losing fat, which weighs half of what weight does. So you may find that it doesn't reflect as greatly on the scale, but you're shrinking. You'll lose like maybe 2 sizes. So someone in a traditional program might lose 10 pounds, and their pants might be a little bit big. You lose 10 pounds, which I'm actually going to encourage any of my participants not to weigh themselves. We measure only. But you're going to lose 2 sizes because it's fat. It's taking up all this space and it's melting away. This is a good example of a healthy metabolism, which is what we're going to create for you, versus a slower metabolism. And this is back to what I was saying about how I'd rather be large and fit, solid, than skinny and fat. So here's a higher muscle to fat ratio. Now, you might start this way, but here's what's going to happen. We're going to get rid of all this fat. So you're going to end up looking like this. And your body will be the size it's supposed to be. Don't try to, you're not going to make your body a different body type. This will just make it perfect for how it's supposed to be. Muscle versus fat. And as it says here, muscle dictates metabolism. The less muscle you have, the slower your metabolism, the more you have, the stronger. And that's what we're focusing on, getting rid of the fat, increasing muscle, revving up that metabolism. Where, as I've said before, other diets, you lose muscle and then you've got the metabolism of a slug. Then if you do eat something icky, it just keeps storing more and more and more fat. So we're going to teach you how to be fit, burn the fat, increase muscle. And like I said, you're going to be a lean, mean, fat burning machine. I love this TLS 21-day challenge. Honestly, folks, anybody can do anything for 21 days, and it is not difficult. It is very doable, and I've got all these tips and tricks to make it even easier. We find substitutes for things that you think you can't live without, and you can. So first step is then, of course, to cleanse and detoxify. You're going to do 7 days of clean eating, fresh, nothing processed, label, nothing from a can or a box or from the deli case. This is where all those preservatives are, and we're trying to get rid of those. If you must use frozen vegetables because of your lifestyle, talk to me. I'm going to give it to you the way it should be done. And if we have to do a little bit of compromising, trust me, it's going to be better than what you're doing. And I can help you customize this to your lifestyle. But I'm going to tell you the best way to do it. No grains at all for 21 days, not even good carbs. After 21 days, we are able to incorporate the good carbs because your brain does need them for the glucose. You can't go forever without those. You know, I'm talking about the beans, the legumes, sweet potato, squash, quinoa, those things. Oatmeal, where they have a slow release of sugar into your bloodstream for long, sustained energy and no blood sugar crashes. And in fact, after the 21 days, when we've regulated your blood sugars and got you in that fat burning mode, incorporating these as breakfasts is going to completely change your cravings and hunger throughout the day and your energy levels throughout the day. No sweetened beverages, even if they're calorie or sugar free. The only sweetener you can use is the fiber powder that's included in the kit. No coffee, no dairy, no soda, no alcohol. If I can do this, anyone can do it. If having a drink at night is a habit, which actually, believe it or not, after teaching this so many years, is not an issue for me anymore. But what I did when it was an issue is I would just put water or sparkling water in a wine glass and sip on it. It was more the act of just winding down that I was attracted to. And so that always helped for me. And I'll give you more of those tricks later. What are the benefits? Well, I've talked about a few of them, but let's just go through them all, and you can read these here. But honestly, you are going to be able to taste your food. Food will taste so much better when you get all the chemicals off your palate. You're going to get that colon cleaned out. All the fiber you're going to consume in the next 21 days is going to stick to any leftover fecal matter in your colon, and it's going to pull it out. While it does, it's detoxifying your liver, and those little toothbrushes are cleaning up those microvilli. Toxins are going to be flowing. I'm going to tell you ways to recognize it and ways to speed up the process. Blood sugars will regulate. You're going to be burning fat way more efficiently. You're going to feel a difference in your lean muscle mass. Here's where you're going to feel it. In your gut, in your abdomen. You're going to feel the visceral fat go away. Oh, I should have a visceral fat picture in here. I'm going to add one after today. Around your organs is fat. We need some to protect the organs, but this is hidden fat that you don't see here. But when you lose it, you feel you have so much more control over your abs. You know you're losing it. And this 21 days, at the end of it, you feel that. It's amazing. Your hormones are going to get regulated. When you don't have insulin responses every time you eat a food, your adrenals don't have to work so hard. Your thyroid doesn't work so hard. Your cortisol, your leptin receptors, everything settles down. And you regulate your hormones. You sleep better. You feel better. You absorb nutrients better. I mean, honest to God, you just feel awesome. So the next step is to feed and nourish. Now that your villi are free flowing and ready to suck up those nutrients and your colon is cleansed and you're going to eliminate so much more effectively, you're just going to consume a lot of fiber. You're going to continue to stay away from the carbs and all that stuff. This is weeks 2 and 3, by the way, sorry. Still no dairy or alcohol for 21 days. Now you can incorporate coffee, but no cream or no sweeteners. In this stage, you're going to increase your proteins and you're going to reduce the fruit. If you don't reduce fruit, I'm going to tell you nobody got fat from eating a serving of fruit a day, but the whole point is really to restrict sugar even more and to, get that fat burning and muscle retention up there. Here it is, our 21-day challenge. Love it, love it, love it. So week 1, day 1 through 7 is your detox cleanse. You're going to renew and replenish. Phase 2, fat burning, repair and reshape. This says you can lose up to 10 pounds. Let me tell you, if you lose 10 pounds on this, you're losing it as fat and you are going to be small. That's a lot of fat to lose in 21 days. So what our challenge kit includes, excuse me, is a NutriClean digestive cleanse. I'm going to go through these all. 2 canisters of nutrition shakes, 1 chocolate, 1 vanilla, 30-day supply of isotonic, remember that word, I'm going to talk about it again, multivitamin and OPC, and a 30-day supply of core. Phenomenal supplement, not a diet pill. It's an accelerator. Details to follow. Here's that beautiful kit, $200 for this whole kit. It's worth like $300. You know what? I should really do the math, like $350 or something. It is a deal, and it will lay the foundation for a lifetime of a good metabolism. It's invaluable to me. So here's what's in that 7-day cleanse. You get liver cleanse, because as these toxins are flowing through, you need hepatocleanse tablets to force the liver to get those toxins out. These things just speed up the process. That's what we're doing here with this kit. Could you do this just food-based? Absolutely. I will tell you can, but guess what? You're not going to get the same results in 21 days. And people want results. If you don't get the results as fast as you want them, you'll give up and you're going to go right back to your old way of eating. That's why this is so important. I've been doing this almost 20 years, teaching this class, and never has anyone done this, tried it, food only, that's been successful. They always, every single one of them has come to me and said, let me try it with the kit, and they have results. So you can do it. Probably aren't patient enough. The kit speeds things along and helps your body cleanse and detoxify and nourish faster. The release tabs create the peristalsis, which is a spasming of the colon to help you eliminate. And then the fiber powder adds fiber and 1.5 billion colony-forming units of probiotics to the colon. Please do not take Miralax. Anytime you need to increase fiber, you also need to increase good bacteria. This fiber powder is phenomenal. It's lightly sweetened with stevia. So you can add it. I mix it with these little, let's see, can you see those? Oh. True lemon, is that backwards? It says true lemon. They're little powdered lemons. I actually prefer lemon, real lemon, but if I'm traveling, I take these because I take my fiber powder everywhere. I can't consume 30 grams of fiber in my food. Physically impossible. Can't do it. I can't eat that much. So I take this fiber powder every day, and if you go through this class, you may want to consider doing that because you need to maintain your fiber intake. Anyway, 3 of these little packs with a scoop of fiber powder and water tastes like lemonade. Sugar-free, healthy, delicious lemonade. I've served this millions of times and people love it. So this fiber powder is key because it's adding this 10 extra grams of fiber while you're cleansing and helping to move everything out, and it's colonizing your digestive system with good bacteria. A lot of the other cleanses on the market and fibers do not do that. They actually strip your colon and your digestive system of good bacteria, and that's the last thing you want. You need to stay strong. You don't want to compromise your gut health or your immune system. So you're also going to incorporate a couple other things in week 1. I'm not going to get into prepping you right now. I'm just explaining. Weeks 2 and 3, you now swap out that colon cleanse for shakes. You're going to do 2 shakes a day. That's 20 grams of fiber because we are going to continue to flood your poor little fiber-deprived body with fiber. This helps keep you full, it helps keep you eliminating, and helps nourish your body. These have tons of nutrients in them as well as fiber and high protein. I don't like promoting anything as meal replacement, but these are so good they could be. In fact, with my children's breakfast in the morning, they grew up having these shakes, either chocolate banana, chocolate peanut butter banana, chocolate peanut butter, chocolate mint, strawberries and cream, dreamsicle on the vanilla. We used to just make all sorts of things. So they'd have a full breakfast and a shake, and they were good to go in school. And we need that nourishment as well. So then we've got a couple isotonic supplements, OPC3 and a multivitamin. I talked earlier about food becoming an isotonic state, so our microvilli can absorb them. Well, you probably know that if you take supplements in a pill form, they take quite a bit of work to digest for those acids to break them down. There's a lot of fillers, and by the time the acids actually do break them down to where they are bioavailable, they lose a lot of their nutrient value. So if you can find a supplement in an isotonic form, you're looking at something that's delivering nutrients into your body second to an IV. And that's what these OPC and multivitamin are. And we have many others. And if somebody's interested in that whole thing, I can talk about that later. But what's included in this kit is OPC3, which is one of the strongest antioxidants known to man. Pycnogenol, grapeseed, red wine, bilberry. You see it on the screen. These are natural anti-inflammatories. They're natural blood platelet cleansers. So as you're detoxifying, it's cleaning your blood, cleaning your liver. It's a free radical scavenger. It reduces inflammations. It's natural antihistamine. And yes, I am taking it, lots of it. But it's just good for your body. And when you're going through a change in eating, even though it's a healthy one, your body's immune system could respond, and we want to make sure you're nice and solid. Your immune system is strong. So it's very important that you take this with the multivitamin. And you know what a multivitamin is. It's got all the nutrients your body needs that your food's not giving you. So while you're cleansing and getting these toxins out, filling your body with fiber and good natural food, you're also supporting your immune system and your health with good isotonic capable vitamins that when they go into your stomach, first thing in the morning, your stomach says, oh, no digestive process. This is already isotonic. It's already digested. Goes right into that small intestine that I showed you before. And those microvilli are going to suck the nutrients out of these. And it's going to take it right to your body where it needs it. No digesting needed. Very important. And then core. Now, you can read this. I'm going to summarize this in a nutshell. And if anybody wants me to send you an article done by a doctor about the ingredient in this product, which is called Leptocore, I would love to send that to you. You can't do studies on supplements, but you can do studies on ingredients. And Leptocore is phenomenal. Not just as an accelerator to regulating blood sugars, which is what this does, but helping with cholesterol and inflammation and all sorts of things. So as you can see on here, the most important things I want to tell you about this is it takes any excess carbs and it converts it into a form that your body can eliminate rather than store as fat. And you see that right here. It's amylase. That's the enzyme that does that. The only reason it assists in weight loss is because it does help you feel full and help suppress your appetite. But this is all part of regulating those blood sugars. Because once you regulate blood sugars, you don't have cravings. So this is very important in this 21 days to accelerate your results. And then the most important part is education. You've got to understand why you're doing this. So we have a journal. This is not included in that 21-day kit, but I would highly encourage you to get it. We just redid it. It's beautiful, great information. And here's what's cool. Each chapter here responds to a video under resources on our TLSslim.com website. So you can read the chapter, watch the video, read the chapter, take notes. You guys, I've been doing this so long and I still pick stuff up because I watch it and I read it every week with you guys. I'm still picking things up because our brains can only absorb so much, and this is all new information. So really, if you don't get this, for sure, log in and get educated through this. And then there's websites and everything else on there. Here's what I'm going to tell you, some tips on what you can expect, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up. Anyone can do anything for a week or 3. I say look at this for 1 week at a time. 1 week detox, and then get that second week done. And honest to God, if you're 2/3 of the way through, there is no reason you can't do that week 3. You will not be hungry. You will not crave. We're going to regulate those blood sugars. We're going to stop those insulin spikes. You are going to be full. You're going to be satisfied. You will not be deprived. You have to prep, though. I told you earlier, the reason people come back to me is because we let life get in the way. The reason I keep doing this is I let life get in the way. I let sugar get in my system. And so you have to be prepared. You have to, before you actually start. So our first class is going to be January 6th, but we're not going to start till January 8th. Then between those 2 days, I'm going to get you all prepped. You're going to go shopping and you're going to prep all your food. You're going to clean and chop the veggies. You're going to grill all the protein, whether it's chicken or shrimp or eggs. You're going to bag it up. You're going to have it there so you can grab it. Do as much as you can. You don't want to do more than 3 or 4 days because sometimes the veggies get spoiled. Once you cut them, you compromise them. And then you need large water bottles with you at all times. And apples. Even though it says 2 fruits, you can eat as many apples as you want. because they have soluble and insoluble fiber, which you're going to learn about, the difference between those. All the stuff you're going to learn, you guys, it's just amazing. But you have to drink all the time, especially day 3 when you might feel a little icky. So when you feel weak and tempted, eat an apple and drink some water. That's probably going to come on day 3. If you're toxic, like I was a couple times, I was sick, thought I was dying. And I get people that call me and say, oh, I have the flu, I can't do this, I'm nauseous, I'm throwing up. You're going through withdrawal. You are a drug addict going through sugar withdrawal. Your body gets so used to that insulin response, it gets so used to that sugar and those spikes. When your body doesn't have it, honest to God, you respond like a drug addict. And I'm not exaggerating. I've been through it, and so have my clients, and you have to trust me on this. When you feel that way, you need to eat an apple, drink some water, and then you need to take a bath in Epsom salts. Those will draw the toxins out, will make you tired, it will relax you, and then go take a nap. You need to give into this detoxification process. If through the weeks you need something salty and crunchy, we're not supposed to do nuts. So forget that. That I should have taken out. That's for after the 21 days. But some other good beverages would be herbal teas, flavored LaCroix, and sport tea. Delicious. You can get it at Collectivo, but you can buy it at Woodman's. I'm not going to get into a lot more details about the actual prepping for anybody who does it. We're going to go through prep on the 6th. We're going to talk about it then. We're going to go through chapter 1 or video 1. I'll get you all trained then. I've got a prep video you guys can find on YouTube. Sorry. Wow, this cold is getting to me. Not for long. I will win. I will beat it. But here's the thing. First week is the best because you're excited. We are going to prep that food. It's going to fly like that. You're going to feel a little crummy maybe Saturday or Sunday. Rest through it. You are going to feel so energized after that. Weeks 2 and 3 are just going to fly by. And when you get to increase that protein, you just feel like you're eating so much more. And the shakes are so good. You guys, I'm telling you, you won't feel deprived. You're not going to crave. You won't feel hungry. And you're going to feel amazing when it's done. So join us. Unless you've done it before, and if you have done it before, let people know how great you feel. But really, it is an awesome program. I'm going to end this webinar. I'm not opening it up because you all know how to get a hold of me, either through text or email. If you're going to join us, you need to order your kit right away. So that means you might not have it by Monday if you order it today, but you will have it by Wednesday when we start. So you can go to tlsslim.com. And make sure you're at my site, or just let me know if you're going to be joining us and ordering, and I can help you through it. So we make sure you get the right one. And thank you. Thank you for watching. I will be in touch with anybody who wants to join me. And I've already got, I think, 4 participants. So if we've got anybody else that wants to join us, would love to have you. Just text me or email me and let me know. Happy New Year. Let's make 2020 the healthiest year ever. Thanks, guys. Bye.